Okay, Year 9, just some additional help for some questions. Now, hopefully you can see this. So here's a exam question that just tells you to find the gradient of the line. I'm going to change it to find y equals mx plus c for this question. Now, step 1, it says find the gradient of the line. That is going to be worth 1 mark. What I always do is try to find a perfect triangle that fits. Now, gradient equals rise divided by the run. So that's the height divided by how long it is. So from a graph, can you see this is a perfect triangle here? Now, how high is it? But it goes from 80 to 120, so we can say that's 40 across or up. Now, from here to here, look at the scale, it is actually 20. So the gradient m would be 40 divided by 20. Let's write y equals mx plus c plus here. So the gradient equals 40 divided by 20 equals 2. Now, if we use y equals mx plus c, we know we've got y equals 2x. What's the y-intercept? 80 plus 80, and that will get you 3 marks in an exam question. Quite easily done. Now, there's 2 points. There's a gradient between 2 points. I have posted a video from someone else doing this, but I can do my own if it's just a bit easier and clearer. So here we go. We've got -1 to -4 to 6, the x coordinates, and 6 and 1 for y. Now, there's an easy formula to do this, and I'm going to call that, this is the second y coordinate, the second x coordinate. This is the first y coordinate and the first x coordinate. So we've got the points -4, 1 and 6, 6 to find the gradient from. Now I'm going to write this gradient formula. Gradient equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now I'm going to explain why this makes sense, and if you use this formula it would also tell you the gradient is negative as well, but just be careful with your negative numbers. So in this question up here, y2 is 6 and x2 is 6, so we've got y2 is 6. I'm going to say m equals 6 minus y1, which is 1, divided by x2, which is 6, and x1 minus 4. Remember, 2 minuses next to each other changes to positive, so we get 5 over 10. So the gradient m equals 0.5. That will get you your A1, and your M1 is just your working out. And this will make sense because if you do y2 take away y1, the coordinate going from 6 to 1, that actual height is 5. And if you do x2 to x1, if you minus those two numbers, you can see the distance from here to here would actually be 10. And that's why that works. So a more challenging example would be finding the gradient between these points. So using this formula here, we've got y2, x2, y1 is this one, x1. x1 stands for the first x coordinate, y1 the first y coordinate. So we just use y2 minus y1, so y2 is, I'm going to write this out, So y2 is 22 minus y1 is 4 all over x2 7 take away 1, 7 take away 1, which will equal 18 over 6. So in this instance gradient equals 3. That's your A1, that's your method 1, and that's from 2 points. If you're doing it from a graph, you can find it yourself, or just select 2 coordinates and it still works the same. Finish up to exercise 3, girls, and I will explain how to make an equation or find an equation or a line from this once you've all caught up.